I'm Diane Bass. I'm a federal criminal defense attorney in Orange County, California. I wanted to talk to you about bail in federal cases. It's completely different than bail in state cases. We do not use bail bondsmen in federal cases like in state court. The process is that when you appear in your first appearance in federal court, there is what we call a detention hearing. And depending upon the charges and the potential sentence, the government will either recommend detention, meaning no release on bail, or they will recommend some sort of bail. The first thing that happens, though, is that the Pretrial Services Office, which is an independent office, will interview you, and they will ask you all sorts of information about your background, your ties to the community, your family members, your history, your education, your employment, and they will make a recommendation to the court. When you appear in front of the judge, then I would make an argument to keep you out on bond. Now, a bond in federal case can be two different things. It can be a signature, which is just a promissory note signed by you or a responsible third party saying that they will pay a certain amount of money from $5,000 to $50,000 to any amount really if you don't show up for court. The other sort of a bond is a property bond. In that case, you would have to find somebody with equity in their home if you don't have equity in your own home, and that person would essentially deed their property over to the court. And then in the event that you did not show up for court or you violated any of the terms of your release, then the house would be forfeited to the court. Now, you can use a bail bondsman in that process in deeding the house over to the court, but it is a very simple process that does not require any third parties. And once that is done, then the court would set conditions of release. You would be on supervision by pretrial services. You would have to report to them by phone or in person, and there may be conditions where you may not be able to use drugs or alcohol, you would not be able to have any guns in your possession, and depending on the case, there may be other restrictions, and travel is usually restricted to the district where your case is, and then if you needed to travel, you would have to get permission from the court at some point. But that is basically how bail works in federal court. Obviously, if you or a loved one are charged with a federal case, you should contact me and I can talk you through the process and obviously represent you if you need help with your case.